Hey, how are you? How are we doing? All right. I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind and maybe like an experience that I recently had, and hopefully you can learn from it, is that I wanted to write some notes because I always write notes, so it's just like easier for me to like talk and write notes. But basically, I want to talk about something that I think like ruins good connections, and that would be carrying pain from relationships into new ones. And so this is kind of what happened to me recently. So I have been hurt severely by somebody at the start of the year, and I really don't want to lean into that whole like, oh my God, like woe is me, this person hurt me mentality. But like, yes, it did hurt. And logically in my mind, I'm like, I'm over it. But then there's like moments where, you know, like people or situations or conversations like trigger your whole body into anxiety, which I've never even had to deal with before. I've never dealt with anxiety, and now I'm like, what even is this? Maybe it's more like overwhelm, like just a rush of that like fight or flight feeling, I would call it, more than anxiety, and something that somebody probably had just like put me in for a very long time when my body had just been really stressed out. So I had been hurt by somebody that I thought, if I'm honest with myself, I probably thought we were going to be together, but really deep down, I don't think that was ever going to happen. And like we just weren't compatible. Anyway, if you think of every mean thing that this person did, they did it. And so I took some time for myself to really, really process, like months and months and months of healing, processing, talking it out, doing all the things that you're supposed to do, you know, like gym, eating healthy, focusing on my business, focusing on just myself, my meditation, all of the things, trust me. And trust me, they freaking help. They do. Being surrounded by good people and thinking positively, like all of these things really do help, as much as people are just like, you know, they're just so basic. It really does help to show up every day for yourself. And maybe I was in the right type of energy, or that something, I don't know, like the universe happened to put me in a position where I met somebody really, really nice. And we went on a few dates, and it was really nice. And he's a good boy. Like, he's a really nice boy. And then I had a bit of a wobble. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this. So I like messaged him. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I'm just going to focus on myself. And, you know, I use that whole, like, I'm focusing on myself. You know, I just don't need this right now. And because of that, and the reason that I came to that conclusion is because I've really been let down in the past from multiple relationships, from multiple men. And yeah, I think that I love really hard, and that is my problem. And maybe it's also my gift as well. So basically, I ended up calling, you know, I go through life and I'm like, I say all of these profound things. And one of the profound things I say is that every single person, no matter what, if they've hurt, you know, if someone's hurt you in your past and you're meeting someone new or you're going into a new situation, that you should not carry the pain from your past into your future. And no one deserves, especially a new person or a new connection, deserves that, because every person deserves a clean slate. Like, I trust you until you break my trust, basically. Until you disrespect me, until, you know, like, then you're gone. But until then, that person doesn't need to prove on this like imaginary like goal that they need to prove that they're going to be better than the last person or anything like that. It's like, no, if anything, I just need to be better than the last person I was when I was with that person. I just need to be better. I just need to know where to draw the line. I just need to like focus on the things that I need to focus on. And ultimately I would hope that I would attract someone that is like for like, right? And so yeah, anyway, I called this person up and I was like, oh, let's have a conversation about this. I was really scared to even open up. I didn't even, like, I rehearsed it so many times in the mirror and I was like, how am I going to say this to this person? And I don't want it to be like too much. Like we've literally been on 2 coffee dates and this is just maybe a little bit overwhelming for somebody. And for a secure person, it wasn't overwhelming because they can like see the scope of everything. And that's when you know it's like, okay, that's like, it's easy to talk to you because you can understand and you can have empathy and compassion. And what she did, and it was really nice. And, you know, I told him, I was like, look, I've been hurt. And I'll be honest with you, like without getting into too much detail, I am finding it really hard. And I had a wobble and it was real, and it's really hard for me right now. But I'm not asking you to fix me. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm just telling you where I'm at. And this is where I'm at. And it was really nice. And we had a really good conversation about it. And we just left it at that. And that was great. And yeah, now we're continuing to see each other. And like, it's very early days. So like, I'm not going to put it too much on a pedestal because you never should. But it's great. And what I learned in that time was like, one of my profound quotes was, everybody deserves a clean slate. You shouldn't take the pain of what somebody else did and put it on somebody else. And it's just not fair. Why? You know, I remember when I was with my ex, and I just felt like I was in competition with his ex, like all the time, that I had to prove that I was better than her or that I was nicer than her, that I wasn't going to do the same things because he was so hurt by her that I was in competition with somebody that I didn't even know, or like the goals that he'd made up in his head, that with like all of these expectations that I didn't even know, you know, like it was like he was always watching and clocking and waiting and like, you know, oh yeah, she's done that, tick, or no, oh yeah, she's spoken just like she has, or something, like cross. And it's like, when I go into like a new thing with somebody or a new relationship, I completely forget about my ex. I'm sorry. Like, if any of my exes are going to watch this ever, like, I don't remember anything about you. Like, I'm so sorry. I just don't. I don't remember your favorite color. I can't remember half of the conversations we had. I know something about you, but like, I couldn't even remember. Like, I can remember memories, of course. And like, I can remember a lot of good times and that kind of thing. He's going to move. You're going to move. But I literally, it's like, it's like a memory card. I just delete. Like, delete. You're gone. I don't even remember you anymore. I'm so sorry. I actually just don't. And so, yeah, it's not like I'm not being mean. I just like, I've moved on. I've moved on to like other connections. My life is way fuller. Like, there is way more things happening in my life than me thinking about like previous things that happened in the past. I also just do not live in the past. It's fun, but don't reminisce too much, because I don't know, nothing will ever be like what it was in the past, you know? If anything, it's always just going to be better. Personally, for me, I'm like, oh, it's always going to be better. So like, I would rather just live in the present and enjoy now and be excited for the future. So yeah, I think that was just like a lesson that I really learnt in that moment, was that I was like, okay, well, calling this person up, which ultimately made me feel very safe and secure with him, because the way he also reacted, which the guy that I was seeing before would have been like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you have to say. You know, he was just so avoidant of my feelings. He was just very emotionally immature. I had no idea how to process anything, which was just like crazy to me. And then you like meet somebody and you're like, oh, we can have an adult conversation. Like, how nice. An adult conversation feels really good, you know? So yeah, basically what I'm going with this is just like, because one person broke your trust, it's not going to mean that every single person's going to do that. Not every next person's going to do that. But I think that at the end of the day, we'll all get hurt in the end. And to try and protect yourself from every angle of getting hurt, I think like the thing about pain and being hurt, it's like it really, really sucks at the moment. And you just really don't, you're just like, how am I going to get by? Is my heart going to be this sore forever? And then you wake up one Thursday and you're just like, oh, I just don't even care anymore. Oh, it's done. Oh, chapter closed. I'm over it. But then also there is like so much learning that I did in pain. I don't learn anything when I'm idling. Nothing. It's so weird. I have to almost go through pain to learn things about myself. And I learned to really, really, really learn a lot about boundaries, about things that I want, about respect, about maybe not being so naive that everybody is who I think they are, you know, like really reading the signs, listening to your gut, listening to what your gut instincts are saying to you, literally like listening to yourself. There was multiple times that I had red flags and times where my gut was like, absolutely not, this is like so bad for you. This is terrible. This is not a good idea. I had moments where I could have walked away multiple times and I did not. Like I just had to almost go through all of that pain to learn my lesson. And that's what you should take from it. But if you're going to go and repeat that same thing over, then that's on you. Then you're not learning anything. And you cannot blame the next person because it's almost like you're attracting the same chaos over and over, you know? So yeah, again, like every person deserves a clean slate. And not just because people are perfect, like nobody's perfect, but because every connection is new and you should treat that as new and treat it as, yeah, like you shouldn't walk through life. Also, like another thing that I notice, like a lot of girlfriends or even guy friends that I've noticed, and I would hate to do this to somebody, is that if you know, one person's hurt you and then you've got a new connection or a new relationship or new friend, whatever it is, new work relationship. We don't have to also just talk about relationships here. It can be anything. You expect that this new person has to prove that they're not going to be like this person here. And it's like, what the frick? Why? Why would you put an expectation on an experience or even a connection and expect that this person has to do exactly how it is in your mind? And if it's not, you're going to get upset. And then blame them. That's like some next level psycho stuff. That's some next level like you're disconnected, you're not on earth. You need to come back down to earth and realize that every person is an individual. Every person is going to be a new experience, they've had scenarios in their life that have shaped them for who they are and how they are. And so for you to go and expect that person to live up to an expectation in your mind, like you need some serious help. Don't even ever do that to somebody. That's like upsetting to me when people do that. And like another thing is that when you carry old pain forward, you're basically letting your past dictate your future. You're ultimately living in the past. How are you supposed to create an abundant, new, beautiful life? Because the world is abundant, trust me. There is abundance everywhere. We can have everything that we want. We are the creator. Literally, we are the creator. And I'm going to do another YouTube video about how we are the creator. We are God. We are all, and we are all connected. But that's on another subject, another time. But with that, you are literally just repeating, because you're expecting that that person's going to hurt you with this pain, da 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 da. And when they do, you sit there and go, see, told you, knew this was going to happen. Ugh. Why do you want it? Why? Why? Why would you want that for yourself? I don't. I want everything to be a new experience. And if they do hurt me, well, it's on me to deal with that and how I react, you know? It's not on them. It's not on them to try and not hurt me. And I guess healing really isn't like pretending about like pretending that like nothing's going to hurt you, right? It's just like choosing not to bleed on people who didn't cut you. That's it. That's what it's about. Choosing not to bleed on people who didn't cut you. And that is what healing is. So the lesson that I've learned going forward is that everybody deserves a clean slate, and that I don't have an expectation for this new person that I'm seeing that he needs to prove to me that he's not like the last person. And I think I'm hoping that I've sussed him out enough that he isn't. And you know what? If he is, then it's like, that's on me. That's another lesson that I need to learn. There's something that's missing within myself that I've missed and that I need to work on. But that's okay. And going forward, I'm going to like live in the present and live in this connection and just enjoy it every moment that we have together. But enjoy it like presently, not thinking about what someone's done to me in the past or that it has to be different. I just don't want to live in the past. And going forward, I also don't want to live in the future. I don't want to think about it too much, because thinking about it too much also scares me as well. You know, that also like, I'm like, that's overwhelming. And that's probably like another YouTube video for another day to talk about kind of, just slow pacing, enjoying the moment, taking it all in, getting to know somebody, for fully just getting to know somebody, and just taking and seeing what they do and watching their actions, and just using that as the data, as that if that person's a good person for you, or the situation's a good situation for you. But everybody deserves a clean slate. And please don't bleed on people that didn't cut you.